My name is Ingrid. I'm married to Patrice, my son. We have 3 very beautiful children, Tamarin, Calvin and Tennille, who are all married to my very precious in-law children, and 3 grandchildren, 3 granddaughters. Yeah, and they've enriched our lives unbelievably, the little girls. I was always a deep thinker and maybe think a little bit too much, which oftentimes that comes across in people that suffer from depression. When the kids were, I think Tennille was she was at school, so she would have been about 6 or 7. I started suffering from depression, but it's a mean disease. It comes slowly. And my life was perfect. Nobody could understand. I mean, I was married to this amazing man. We had a beautiful home, amazing children, lots of friends, but just slowly but surely it got darker. Things got harder. I went out for coffee with friends. I remember as I got into the car, I just thought, this is too hard. I can't do this anymore, it's too hard. I went home, wrote a letter to my family and hid it because I didn't want anybody to know that that's what I'd done. I took all the medication I could find, which was over 300 tablets, all scheduled medications. So it's really, scheduled medication is obviously by prescription only, so it was really strong. And then pushed the boxes over the side of the bed so that nobody would know. If somebody came into the room, they would just think I was sleeping. I organised lifts home for the children from school. Patrice came home, the kids said to him, Mum hasn't got up today. So he came to check and he realised that I really was barely breathing. So he phoned the doctor and the doctor said, I'm sending an ambulance immediately. Which the ambulance did come, and they said to Patrice, there's absolutely no way she could have taken all that medication that early in the morning and still be alive. I should have been dead already, long before that. But I was barely alive, and they rushed me to hospital. I was in a coma for a couple of days, then ICU, and then into general ward. They kept me in hospital for a few days and then took me to Riverview, which is a rehab. And then at Riverview I learned to live, to do things, to get creative again, and not to rely on the medication all the time. One thing that I always think of is that when somebody commits suicide, people get really angry with them for being selfish, and that honestly was not my motivation. It wasn't to free me, it was to free my family. That's why I wanted to die, so that they could carry on their lives, because I felt like I was compromising their lifestyle, you know. When I was at Riverview, they got the family in to do family counselling sessions. And that was quite a shock to me because I saw how badly I'd hurt them, you know. They cried. I remember Calvin sobbing. Oh, it broke my heart to see my little boys sobbing like that. But I think maybe because then I saw how they were hurting as well, that it made it that much more real, you know, that I needed to actually make more of an effort to get better for them. And the question often gets asked, where was God in that time? And I was always aware of him. I never ever felt that he'd rejected me. I never felt that at all. I never felt cut off from him. I struggled to pray, but what I used to do was take the kids to school and then come home, climb into bed and picture myself climbing up on Jesus' lap, and I would put my head against his chest and ask him just to hold me, because I couldn't pray. I didn't know how to pray then. And then fall asleep feeling as though my head was on his chest, and that was my comfort, that was my safe place. I didn't choose depression. I didn't choose to get sick. Depression is an illness as you get cancer, or as you break a leg, or as you're diabetic. It's an illness, it's something that happens to you. Depression often people think is self-inflicted, and they don't understand that. For people that are experiencing depression, it doesn't feel like it, but it will come right. Just hang in there, just press into God, just be in his presence, just ask him to hold you, you know, and he will, and you absolutely will get better. It's not easy, but just hang in there, it will happen. I would recommend, if there is somebody in your family that's suffering from depression, just be there for them. Don't judge them. If they fall back a little bit, you know, sometimes you're doing well and then you regress a bit. If that happens, don't judge them and don't put pressure on them. Just be there. For the friends as well, which is what my friends did. They encircled me with this love, but they didn't put pressure on me. Well, I'm lucky because I don't know life without God at all. He's been part of everything since before I was born. So I never questioned him. I never felt cut off from him. It's just that he was my safe place. His lap and my head against his chest was my safe place. And that's where I used to crawl all the time.